السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، مساكم الله بالخير مشاهدينا الكرام أينما كنتم، حياكم الله معنا في هذا اللقاء الحصري مع مدرب منتخبنا الوطني لكرة القدم السيد هليو سوزا للحديث عن كل ما يتعلق بمنتخبنا الوطني لكرة القدم من مشواره السابق مع الأحمر لغاية مشاركاته المقبلة في هذا العام والعام المقبل كذلك. بداية نرحب بضيفنا في الاستديو الكابتن هليو سوزا. Welcome to Bahrain Sport Channel. It's a pleasure to have you here.
My pleasure too. Thank you.
ثانك يو كوتش. طبعا مشاهدينا خلونا في البدايه نتعرف على المدرب هليو سوزا في هذا التقرير.
أن تكون قائدا لفريقك في سن مبكرة هو ما يدل على أنك قائد بحق. ولد هليو فيليبي دياز دي سوزا في 12 من أغسطس من عام 1969 في البرتغال في سيتوبال. حياته المهنية قضاها بأكملها مع نادي فيتوريا البرتغالي، عرف دائما باسمه الأول هيليو، وخاض 18 موسم مع الفريق قضاها ما بين الدرجة الأولى والثانية. تعتبر أبرز محطاته في عام 2005 بعد مساعدة فيتوريا بالفوز بكأس البرتغال أمام بنفيكا. اعتزل هيليو اللعب في عمر 36 وبعد 423 مباراة لعبها في الدوري البرتغالي. على الصعيد الدولي كان جزءا من تشكيلة البرتغال في بطولة العالم للشباب لعام 1989 التي فاز بها في المملكة العربية السعودية. في عام 1994 وبعد الاعتزال انتقل سوزا إلى الإدارة وبدأ مع ناديه الأم فيتوريا، ثم انتقل في 2008 إلى سيكوفيلا ليساعدهم على البقاء في الدرجة الثانية. في أغسطس 2010 تولى سوزا تدريب المنتخب البرتغالي الوطني تحت 18 عاما. كان مسؤولا عن عدة فئات من الشباب في الاتحاد البرتغالي لكرة القدم. أما في 29 من يوليو من عام 2018 قاد سوزا فريق البرتغال تحت 19 عاما لأول بطولة أوروبية لكرة القدم بعد أن انتصر على إيطاليا ب4 أهداف ل3 أهداف. أما في شهر مارس من العام 2019 حل محل ميروسلاف سكوب على رأس منتخبنا الوطني، لكنه ما زال مسؤولا عن البرتغاليين الذين تقل أعمارهم عن 20 عاما في كأس العالم عام 2019 والتي انتهت بالخروج من مرحلة المجموعات. أغسطس من نفس العام قاد سوزا المنتخب الوطني إلى أول لقب إقليمي على الإطلاق بعد أن هزم العراق بهدف دون رد، واستطاع أن يتحصل على أول كأس في تاريخ مملكة البحرين في بطولة الخليج العربي بعد انتصاره بهدف دون رد على المملكة العربية السعودية. فشل هيليو سوزا في الوصول مع منتخبنا الوطني إلى كأس العالم 2022 بعد أن كان قريبا من التأهل إلى التصفيات النهائية. اليوم يأمل البرتغالي أن يحقق إنجازا تاريخيا في كأس آسيا القادمة، فهل يتحقق هذا الحلم الذي طال انتظاره؟
عودة لكم مشاهدينا من جديد. نبدأ الآن الحديث مع مدرب منتخبنا السيد هليو سوزا. طبعا كابتن بالتأكيد الآن قضيت حوالي 3 سنوات ونصف في قيادة منتخب البحرين، سنوات كانت حافلة، مباريات كثيرة واستحقاقات كثيرة كذلك. كيف تقيم هذه السنوات الثلاث والنصف بشكل عام؟
I think was very good. We try already in the first qualifiers that we had to World Cup, try already to go and fight for that and try to be in the challenge until the end to qualify to already to this World Cup, when the main goal was to try to work it out, to building up and try the maximum to go in 26. But we were near. We make a very good qualifier, and the numbers show that, the quality of the game, and the numbers show that. We face at that time the first place of ranking from Asia, and another one of the best ones from Asia at the time, Iran and Iraq, and make very good games. And we, in the end, was maybe the win that we are winning the game against Iraq 1-0 until 88, 89 minutes, and we suffered that draw. And that draw make all the difference in the end. The draw in Hong Kong, that we were better, we need to be more efficient at that game and score one of the chances that we had, make the difference in the end. And was by little pormeneurs that we weren't the next stage of the competition of the qualifier. Even though we were better than 5 best seconds, and one of them, the best one of them, qualified us as a third place in our group, a strong group as our were, and we have that capacity and quality to make all that points. But in the end, was nothing, but was a continuity of the work that we were doing with the WAF first, and for first time ever. National team A of Bahrain in international competition, and between the qualifiers in November, December, we have the GCC, and one of the biggest streams of Bahrain, and we win it. And since the beginning, we start to change some mentalities. Since the beginning, our training camp in Portugal, we start to make from each game a game to win, and not matter against whom and where. That game, the next game, will be a game that we prepare our maximum level to be ready and to have the best probabilities to win that game and fight for it. And we are doing that since the beginning, with fantastic results in the middle. Another one not so good, but the football is made of this, the building teams is made of this. And after came COVID, and it was time, the competition were delayed, the championship year was suspended. At that moment we changed, I think so, for the past, we changed because we as a technical staff, we force and give our opinion for not finish the championship, not be suspended, but delayed and restart again when was possible, and restart again the championship in May, June, August, July. We play in Bahrain during that time of the year, and we show that it's possible, and we must have our championship starting in August and finish in May. Extend the most as we can our championship, as almost all the best leagues in the world do it, and for our players have a better and more consistent competition during all season. This was a changing too in the way of seeing the game and be in the game. And after not so much official games, was more friendly games. We try all the time to challenge ourselves. If we do it the same as 5 years before, Bahrain just play against Colombia, I think 2015, 2014. It's the only game that Bahrain made outside of the national teams of Asia. This is a very poor experience for our players, in my way of seeing the game, the evolution of the players, the experience that we must give to them. Is very poor. And that game was 6-1, for what I know. And we don't have afraid to challenge ourselves. We want to play against the best. If you want to be the best ones, or to be at least the best we can be, we must challenge with the best ones.
جميل طبعا كابتن هذا الكلام، ولكن خلينا نرجع في البداية إلى المهمة الأولى لمدرب المنتخب الوطني. ممكن هي مهمة قد تبدو للبعض بأنها سهلة، ولكنها في الواقع هي معقدة جدا. مهمة اختيار اللاعبين للمنتخب الوطني، ما هي الآلية وما هي المعايير التي تتبعها من أجل اختيار تشكيلتك؟
We have a model of player for each position. We define characteristics of the player that you have for goalkeeper, from right back, left back, central backs, for all the positions in the pitch. We have tactical situations that we must see when we are seeing the games, that they have qualities, they have possibilities in their way of playing to do it. Some physical conditions that is necessary, speed, strength, and some psychological capacities that you can observe during the game, the way that they face the insuccess of some players, the way that recover some worst play during the game, the way that they connect with their colleagues, they connect with the opponent. Of that characteristics you can analyze during a game, and we have all of that described in a document too. Looking by position, the players, when we're gonna see the games, and we have almost 700 games in these 3 years, and now this still 2 months of competition, almost 200 games per season. We are in all the games, first league, second league, we are there all the time. We were there yesterday, we are there today. And we make more than 5,000 reports from the games, that we make a description of the players. Most of them we know, and we opt to make a report, quantitative report, that is by numbers, not by description of his qualities, because we know them. And when you're gonna see the players, we have that, our document that describe the characteristics of the players must have, and our evaluation is performance inside what characteristics we are looking for from each position for the players that we are seeing. And it's a big list. We already worked with 77 players during these 3 years and something, 77, and more some, because Kurasi already trained with us, but was not in the co-op. They are sometimes working with their national team of their age, and they come to us, under 17, under 19, under 23. You already have players under 17 working with us, under 19 working with us when we miss one or another player, or even when we don't miss any other player. We talk Qayyum, first time before playing in the first team of Review, training with us. We talk with Karami at that moment, was in under 19 team, and he came and make some trainings with us. It's one way of showing, to see the talent of some younger players that in the last 2 years was almost impossible to see. We don't have any championship.
مثل ما ذكرنا طبعا عملية جدا معقدة بالنسبة لك كابتن، ولكن بالحديث عن الاختيارات، لنتكلم عن اختيارات المباريات الودية اللي تخوضها هنا في البحرين أمام المنتخبات الزائرة. ما هي الآلية لاختيار هذه المنتخبات، وكيف يتم المقارنة بين الخيارات المتاحة لديك؟
If you go a little bit, even in Bahrain, to the past, you find a little bit of our thinking and our methodology there. When Salmin, that is one of the big reference from Bahrain, is working with us, is helping us, assisting us there in a structure that gives support to the technical staff of Bahrain Football Association. And in the past, and things that we read and talk about, and even his passes that experience, he had games against Bayern Munich, against Inter Milan, teams from Germany, and I think it was one even some other results seems very hard at the moment. Even you are playing with against a club, not a national team, and you are losing against a club by some difference of goals, that must hurt, for sure. But you must believe on the process. And it's a process of growing up. And growing up, if we play most of the time against teams here in Asia, and that they are below us in the ranking, okay, we have maybe more chance to win that games than we play the teams that we are playing from 60, 17, against Ukraine, 20-something. It was the only team that we played from 20. And the Iran that was from here, from Asia, and Ukraine was the only one. We need much more of this. If we play against these teams, even we lose, we are improving. We will be better tomorrow for sure. If we are playing against these teams and we are winning and winning and winning, but we go here, we don't go here. Playing against teams that are worse than us, that are playing at that moment worse football, they are not a big challenge for us, we go to their level and they go near ours. For them it's good to play against us because we are stronger than them. They will improve, but us will go near them. And for them will be worse. For us will be worse. But if we play against these teams, we must play against these ones, and we play and we face them in qualifier. And for maybe the first time, all the people think Bahrain must win the 3 games. But in the past, when Bahrain did that? When? Never. But we will go there, win the 3 games, with conditions that even Jafar, I think, he didn't play before. He never played in the pitch as we play against Malaysia. That was not the first experience for our players, because we went 10 days before to Thailand, and you have the luck in the friendly game that we make against Thailand to win, to play a training game with them. We lose that training game 3-1 with even worse conditions that we catch in Malaysia. But after 4 or 5 days after, we are playing against Thailand and we win them. And all the people, for what I hear, we must win to Thailand. You know when you win Thailand before? 2008. After you play more 4 games, you lose 2, you draw 2. And now, and we want that. The people think that we must win the next game, must win the next game. Even they don't look for the team that we're coming, where the players playing, which championships they are playing. The players of Cape Verde, they are playing in France, England, Portugal, Saudi. We don't have one player playing in Saudi. Cape Verde are players playing there. And for some years, in the best clubs in Portugal, France, Netherlands, USA, we have one player playing in Indonesia, another player playing in Emirates. These players, as Serbia will come, you have their players playing in the best leagues in Europe. The best leagues of
اللي
Europe.
كنت راح اتكلم عنها طبعا بالتاكيد. انت ذكرت لي بان مهم جدا ان نلعب امام المنتخبات المتقدمه، خاصه في التصنيف من الاول الى ال50 على مستوى العالم. لعبنا من هذه المباريات فقط 3 مباريات، امام ايران ذهابا وايابا وامام اوكرانيا. الان في التجمع اللي راح يكون في هذا الشهر راح نخوض مباراتين امام منتخبات من التوب 50، وهما منتخب كندا ومنتخب صربيا. ما هي الفائده اللي ممكن ان نحصل عليها من هذه المباريات؟
We want to challenge ourselves. We want to challenge our players every time, and we are pushing them every time. We need them to be each day stronger than the day before, because what we did in the past is not enough for now. It's not enough for the present. We need to be stronger to face the present, to be more ready and have more priorities, and be there ready to win the next game. We need to be stronger. It's a road that we must keep building upon and drive above that with consistency. And as we think on that, to keep building up, and that our rankings show the quality that we don't have the fear. For the opposite, we love to have these two challenges that are coming up from us, Canada and Serbia. We want that challenge. We want our players to face that level of experienced players with worldwide recognized quality. This is the challenge that I want my central backs to face, to play against. Maybe our central backs against Serbia have the opportunity to play against Mitrovic and against
Dusan Vlahovic.
And the captain of them, that I'm forgetting the name, Tadic, playing Ajax. This kind of level, we must face it. Qatar, for example. The game, we lose against them, but the difference was 0. It was 1-0 in the end, a little permanent, but during the game was 0. And the last 3-4 years, they face Brazil, Argentina, Portugal. They play in the group of Portugal for the qualifier for the World Cup, I think. They play in the Common Ball tournament. They play in CONCACAF tournament. They had experience with teams below ranking 50, below ranking 20, below ranking 10 of the world. And after all of this experience, we were there, facing them in the face, playing high quality football at their level. They win, but we could win that game. With not so high level experience. And we need this. Even in the end of the day, we lose. But we are winning. We are showing to ourselves, to our team.
بما أننا نتكلم لازلنا عن المسابقات المحلية، أفهم منك بأن المستوى الحالي للمسابقات المحلية ونظامها لا يساعد اللاعبين البحرينيين على التطور وعلى المضي إلى مستوى أعلى.
The competition are each year I think is better. It's more competitive. The games are it's more difficult for you know who you win in the end. The challenge and the intensity of the games I think is growing up. But it's not isn't enough. We need to our players be challenged all the time. Fight to be better each time. Put us more difficult in our choices. And for that they need to be each time better in the clubs, and for us to improve what can the space that we have can put more input inside for them be stronger. And one of the ways is giving these high-level games. Where they get these high-level games? We don't have a team in AFC Champions of clubs. We don't have. And for my knowledge, it's because we don't certify the clubs during 10 years. We push that idea. We need to have one team in AFC Club Champions. We need that one of our teams that conquer the championship be going there and have that experience, to play at that level, to be challenged at that level. All the structure don't keep growing up too. One of the situations that I have difficult to understand. We are there every week since Sunday until Thursday. Every week we are there. And we have all expertise in our technical stuff. And one of the part of them, I have the luck and the competence of me to choose one of the best in Europe, at least, and even the world. You have connection in all the world. You have a fantastic knowledge of his profession, our physical coach. And we are there all the time. And with our gym is not the best one, but with the help of BFA, they are almost finished the sports hall for futsal. We have there in the next few months a fantastic gym with all the needs that all the Bahraini players need and mostly for our national teams, or all our national teams, and for us too. And we are our services are there available, not just for the players that with some regularity go to the national team, but even for other players. If they need some expertise in this specific situation of physical condition, we are there. We can work with them. We can give advice. We can help them doing the things. And we have very few players going there to improve. If I have a player that started with us 3 years ago, and he arrived now 3 years after, and he have the same physical structure, he didn't improve. If you do not improve, you are not at the same, you are worse. Past 3 years, you are worse. You are in worse conditions to deliver your best conditions. Your technical condition, your tactical conditions, your capacity of taking good decisions, you are in worse conditions to do it. And we are there to help all Bahraini players, and mostly because for what they conquer, what the magnificent job they did to conquer the WAF and the GCC, they get a chance for being called professionals too. Because here we call professionals to some foreign players, they are the professionals. Well, our players are professional too. They have the attitude, they have the conditions, one part of them, to be professional, to work as a professional. And sometimes it's not because the will of the players, is because, and we must respect that, some methodology of the coach, the clubs, don't believe in that kind of methodology, the complementary work. The complementary work is essential now in our days, on the sports and the football in particular. You love to see here, we love to see England, Premier League, French, Spain. You believe that the players that play at that level of quality just go to one session training per day, and after they go all the day sleep or having some rest, fun, and all the days they do this, and after they appear like Ronaldo in the stadium, in the pitch. It's hard work, very hard work, and in the same pathway, we deliver to the BFA a program to 2030 from all youth teams, some advice and ways and some exercise of training, the playing from 6, 7, 8 years old, 3 against 3, 5 against 5, as the age going up. All of that we propose, we deliver.
سنتحدث عن هذه الاستراتيجية، استراتيجية المستقبل عام 2030 في الأسئلة القادمة، لكن الآن دعنا نرجع إلى نتائج المنتخب الوطني وإلى مشاركاته، ولكن نستأذنك لمشاهدة هذا التقرير اللي يحكي مشوار المدرب هليو سوزا مع منتخب البحرين الوطني لكرة القدم بالأرقام. لنتابع.
تعددت الأسماء وتوالت مدارس، تغيرت ظروف وتبدلت أحوال في رحلة البحث عن حلم، عن إنجاز أول في بطولات رسمية لكرة قدم بحرينية. توالت الأجيال، لاعبين، مدربين، لكن أبى الحظ وعاند واستمر مع الجميع حتى أتى سوزا الذي غير وتغير معه الحظ. لم يمتلك عصا سحرية أو فانوس لعلاء الدين، بل كان له فكرا مختلفا انتقده كثيرون لكنه نجح معه. هذا المدرب كحال بقية مدربي العالم، يمجدونه الكثير بعد إنجاز وفوز، ويعتب عليه آخرون بعد أي هزيمة أو كبوة. هذا الرجل الذي تحول معه فكر لاعبيننا إلى شبه الاحتراف لا زال ينتقد، وهذا حال المدربين، فدائما ما يقال بأن التدريب أسوأ وظيفة في العالم، فلا بد عليه أن يتقبل ذلك دعوني أتحدث بلغة أرقام هليو سوزا الذي خاض مع منتخبنا 46 مباراة، منها 24 رسمية و22 مباراة ودية. انتصر ب 28 مواجهة، تعادل في 7 وخسر 11 مواجهة معه. بلغ عدد أهداف منتخبنا 75 هدف واستقبلنا 38. رياضتنا بها النقد بمختلف أنواعه، فبين مؤيد كان له أو معارض، وبين تشاؤم ومتفائل، كرة دائرية كحال من يشجعها. يوما ما تكون أنت الأبرز، وآخر تصبح شماعة الخروج. هذا هو حال الجميع، لكنني إذا ما تكلمت عن هليو فأجاهر بإعجابي بك يا سوزا. استمر، ولا زال لحلم البحرين بقية.
عودة لكم مشاهدينا من جديد. مثل ما شاهدنا في التقرير، خاض المنتخب البحريني لكرة القدم تحت قيادة المدرب هليو سوزا 46 مباراة دولية، ما بين 24 مباراة رسمية و22 مباراة دولية. فاز المنتخب تحت قيادته في 28 مباراة وتعادل في 7 مباريات، خسر في 11 مباراة. نسبة الفوز للمنتخب البحريني تحت قيادة المدرب هليو سوزا هي 61%، وتعد هذه النسبة هي الأفضل لكل المدربين الذين خاضوا أو أشرفوا على تدريب المنتخب البحريني طوال تاريخه. من خلال قيادة المدرب هليو سوزا للمنتخب البحريني، سجل المنتخب 75 هدف واستقبل 38 هدف. نسبة التسجيل في المباراة الواحدة هي هدف فاصلة 63، ونسبة استقبال الأهداف هي 0.82. طبعا عدد المباريات بشباك نظيفة كان 22 مباراة، خرجنا منها بكلين شيت. وأيضا نسبة التسجيل هي تعد ثاني أفضل نسبة لمنتخب البحرين بعد النسبة اللي حققها المدرب الكرواتي ستريتشكو بهدف فاصلة 6.9. أبرز الإنجازات كانت تحقيق بطولة اتحاد غرب آسيا عام 2019، بالإضافة إلى الإنجاز التاريخي بتحقيق بطولة كأس الخليج الرابعة والعشرين في الدوحة في عام 2019 كذلك. كابتن، أرقام كبيرة ومميزة، ماذا تعني لك هذه الأرقام بصورة عامة؟
Not too much. If we were seeking in numbers, the last 2 games we did with teams that we have much more probabilities to win the games, and that numbers will be higher. Even we faced ourselves in the past with that too. After we lose against, everyone lose against New Zealand, that were below us in the ranking, and sometimes the ranking don't say all, but just the striker of them played at that time in Derby County, first Premier League of England, and now is in Newcastle that they are in 6th place or 5th place in the Premier League. That game, the deficits that we have at the moment, theoretically, don't show so much, and as we did in the past. But it's about working, it's about the fantastic compromise of the players, the fantastic job they are doing, they are pushing themselves. We must have fans in the stadium. These players that are playing now, they win GCC, they win WAF. They need in the championship, our championship, they need the fans there, and us with national team. We need fans there. We need them, even to shout against, whatever, but we can't play with 100, 200 fans in the stands. I think this is a shame for us. We go to, now almost in any part of the world, you go there and you play and you see national teams player, the stadiums are with very, very fantastic environment from the fans. The fans, we are doing all this job. We came from under, I don't know what, until 85, but these all friendly games that we are doing alone. We are doing alone. Us, staff, the people believe, we feel the people believe, but if they are there, the things will be a little bit more easy, or much more easy, because they are essential in the game. the game is for them, it's for the fans, to help us win. They can be the extra player. We are trying to bring from outside teams that have the fantastic players playing in the best leagues from the world. For the fans too, it's for them too. It's for us to put ourselves in challenge, to see our deficits, to see where we are great, to keep working upon that. Even is a defeat, to keep working above the defeat. It's more easy to work above the wins, but even from defeats we learn a lot with the defeats. And I know I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose, but you must face it, and it's part of the life. And the way that you come out from there make all the difference. Put the head down, you are going to the wrong way, and you face that in the right moment, the next minute. If you face that, you are ready to the next one. And what we need, and the support of the fans that were fantastic in the past, in the games of the qualifier, the support that they give us in GCC. Maybe the friendly games is not so much challenge or enjoyable, but with these quality players that are coming to play in our country, we must be there supporting our players and enjoy the football and the quality of some of the players and the teams that are coming here.
كابتن، من النقاط اللي ذكرتها في سياق حديثك كذلك ارتفاع تصنيفنا. عندما استلمت المنتخب كان في المركز 110 عالميا، اليوم نتواجد في المركز 85 على مستوى العالم، وهو مركز لم يسبق لنا التواجد فيه منذ 12 سنة بالتحديد من عام 2010. فأعتقد أن التقدم 25 مركز إلى الأمام هو أمر ملحوظ وأمر إيجابي بالنسبة لنا.
Yes, I think is showing that you are improving all the time. You are going up step by step, but are being consistent step in the facing in these friendly games hard competition. And we are doing that with quality. And I have three, 4 defeats that they were better than us. The other ones are here. I can't eat well, but was when we play here against first in Saudi, against Saudi in GCC, that game they were better than us. Here I'm here when we made that short competition of the rest of the qualifier, the Oman game, the Arab Cup, and we made a very good performance. Not the last game against Oman, but the other 2 games we make a very good performance. That after the result don't show it. But if you analyze that competition, the teams that arrived to the final went there. African teams with second teams. That shows that all of us here in GCC, in Arab countries from this side, we need to improve. And last game here against Panama. But the difference from Panama that we show there during the week or before the game that we win 5-0 or something like that, Panama was more or less the ranking that we are now, and Bahrain was 40-something. This show what the level what was Bahrain there and the level that is Panama at the time. And now we are in opposite sides.
طبعا الآن كابتن لننتقل بالحديث عن المستقبل. ذكرت قبل شوي عن الاستراتيجية اللي تقدمت فيها الاتحاد أو الرؤية اللي تقدمت فيها الاتحاد لتطوير كل جوانب الكرة البحرينية، من جانب المنتخبات ومن جانب المسابقات المحلية ومن جانب أيضا الفئات العمرية للمنتخبات البحرينية وأيضا للبحرين بشكل عام. ما هي أبرز محاور وأبرز النقاط المتعلقة بهذه الرؤية؟ ممكن نتعرف عليها بشكل أكبر.
We must enlarge our base to our pyramid. Don't be this. Arrive here with much more players with quality to the end of the formation to under 20, under 21, under 19. We must make much more players arriving here. But if we start with this, our pyramid will stop here. And this will be poor for what it is. And for the qualities, the natural qualities that our young players show. If the activities, what we propose to them, start early with much more continuity during the week, the month, our league of under 21 must be the same as the first week, not starting in October and finish, I think, in March. We have a lot of conditions that make us to do like this at this moment, and we must improve what is aside, and BFA is doing and trying to do what they can to improve all of this. And we have that proposal, advices, like a project that we deliver from our ideas, how to develop since 6 years old, the typology of competitions, the games 3 against 3, 5 against 5, I think it was 9 against 9, 11, 7 against 7, 9 against 9, 11. But for this, we need a logistical part that is not so easy, and all of us together must try to improve. The BFA, the coaches, the clubs try to improve, to give, in the end of the day, is try to give the best conditions for the players to develop and for the coach to work. Is what us as association and the clubs as the main developer of the players must try to deliver in the end of the day. The best conditions for the players to develop and the coach to work. To develop our players, the core business of football for the countries that don't have the capacity to have the best ones, to buy the best ones, is producing players, is developing players. Develop youth players, start to play in our main teams, every team, and sell. The second division here sell to the first one here sell to the other countries, and build up more, and sell, and come back, and sell. This is the core business of football. And youth teams, we pass a little bit the experience that we had in the past. Our last qualifier under 23, that players don't work. They make, I think, qualifier under 19 some time ago, and they stop about 2 years. But this during 2 years, we don't have a national team. The players are working the clubs. Some of them, because it's not so motivated, they keep studying and they do very well, and it's difficult after to do the two things. Some opt for the military career. If you keep working with them, when you arrive to the next qualifier of 23, under 23, you have a team. You have a national team. You have really a team that go there and go fight for it. Go fight for the first place, to pass to the last stage of competition. The players that we have now, youth, with experience to have in the last stage of a competition, was the players from 97-98. After that, you don't have anyone. Make qualifiers. That don't give the enough experience for them to be more prepared for the future. And that ones now seems still young. They start to have 24, 25 years old. They already must be firm players in their teams. But you know how many of them are really starting every weekend? Very few. And the generations after, even worse. These under 19 now that don't qualify, under 17 don't qualify, they were stopped 2 years in something without training, without nothing. To come and work 2-3 months and make a qualifier, it's almost impossible to do much better than they did. We proposed many things for that too. One idea that we gave was was when we had 10 teams, now with 12, is to try to get 6 stadiums like how we don't need more than that, and by geographic spaces, deliver to have home and away competition, deliver for each of the 6 stadiums 2 teams, to start to have the environment. You increase for sure the fans' vibration for the game. If I know my team play here, play home, and this game I am there, it's different kind of environments, playing home and away, home and away. You must create this environment for the fans and for the teams.
طبعا لنعود بالحديث عن المستقبل القريب. سؤال أخير عن المستقبل، عن السنة المقبلة اللي تشهد وضع يمكن لم يعتاده منتخب البحرين سابقا، على اعتبار بأن راح نشارك في بطولات كحاملين للقب بهدف الدفاع عن ألقابنا، ابتداء من كأس الخليج، مرورا ببطولة غرب آسيا، وبعدها البطولة الكبرى طبعا في آسيا بطولة كأس آسيا. ما هو الطموح لهذه البطولات وما هي النظرة بشكل عام لهذه البطولات الثلاث؟
Our vision is the same since the beginning. Is to win the next match, to prepare the best we can, and be in the best our capacity to win the next game against anyone, any team of the world, and where will we need to play. Is the way that we prepare for each challenge, each game, and that if we win this first objective, and next one, we are improving and going more far away in these tournaments. But these ones you have a different thing that never any of our players we've had that kind of experience. They go there as the champions, and that changed a lot what the players are facing since then until now. Even though we keep growing up and we keep winning, because the way the other teams now is coming to play against us, and as if you see in the qualifiers, and we analyze that with our specialists in the analysis of our team and the opponent team. Turkmenistan, that played last game against us, they never play with 5 defenders, never. They need to win the game to us to have some chance to pass, and they play against us with 5 defenders. They change that structure. They are showing respect for us. They are showing, I don't say fear, it's respect for the capacities that we are showing, what we can make to them, and putting much more difficult them try to win to us. That show what we are facing, what we are delivering. So this next GCC, next WAF will be the adversity, the way that the opponents will see us will be totally different. Will be very fantastic challenge for us. But as you say it, the main objective, I think, keeping AFC, keep being in the qualifiers to World Cup 26, and that these games of GCC and WAF is a fantastic opportunity for us. Keep building up the players, giving the right development and the best experience to the most large group of players that we can. If will not be these competitions, where it's almost impossible to give that kind of experience for them. But we go there to win again. We do all to try to win.
كابتن أنا أسئلتي انتهت، ولكن الآن راح ننتقل للأسئلة الموجهة من الجمهور. مثل ما أنتم عارفين مشاهدينا بأن طرحنا من فترة عبر حساب قناة البحرين الرياضية في الانستغرام ستوري وجه سؤالك إلى مدرب المنتخب. طبعا احنا تلقينا يمكن حوالي 120 سؤال، ولكن احنا راح ناخذ الأسئلة الأكثر تكررا، هي حوالي تقريبا 5 أو 6 أسئلة. نبدأ بالسؤال الأكثر ترددا، بأن المستوى متراجع نوعا ما في الفترة الأخيرة. الجمهور يرى بأن المنتخب ليس بالقوة اللي كان عليها في 2019 أو 2020.
I don't see it that way for sure, and all the data don't show that. What can show that if you want to go to just 3, 4, 10, 15 days behind, we lose 2 games against Cape Verde and Panama that have all the adversities that we talked before with our players, with 1 game in the legs, most of them, most with 3 games, some of them with 3 games, 7, 8 players with 3 games, and the other teams come here with 7, 10 games in their legs. And will happen again the same against Serbia. Our players will have more 3 games, and then most of them are making 11 games during this training. Last FIFA date until the next one, they are making about 11 games. This is a huge difference when you start a game. But we, in the last 2 games, we put that deficit, that adversities to the minimum. We were there fighting for a result. The last one, we weren't so able to go a twist draw or try to win, but the game before against Cape Verde, we had the conditions to draw and even go upon them and win the game. And if you go a little bit back, we win 5 games in a row. Myanmar, Thailand, Bangladesh, Malaysia, and Turkmenistan. The teams are not strong. It's the same teams that you play 5 years before, and don't have much more wins than now. And it's much more harder to win these teams now because they don't come to play against us the game by game. They stay there, back, waiting that us go above them, waiting for us, trying to make transition, even though for the first time in Bahrain, we win the 3 games of qualifier. The first time. I didn't know, after we talk about some of this, I don't give too much importance of this. But if you go by this, we keep being stronger and we keep going up in the ranking.
طبعا كابتن، أحد الأسئلة الأكثر تكرارا كانت بخصوص اللاعب مهدي عبدالجبار، على اعتبار بأنه هداف الدوري آخر موسمين في البحرين، ولكن لا يعتبر من الأسماء المفضلة في تشكيلته.
Already we have the numbers. He already was with us several times, and even when the other opportunity make the times that we come with us make almost more goals that he had before in all the other times that he came with us. It's a sign that our way of playing, the players gain potential with us. But in the end of the day, as I explained, all the structure that we have, the analysis that we make, the profiles that we have for each position, and our way of playing, in the end of the day, each training camp, each challenge that we have for games, in the end of the day will be me choosing the players that I believe at that moment, the 23, 24, 25, 26 that we normally work, then can help me to win again. And no one more than me want to win tomorrow. I want to win tomorrow with Bahrain. And I will choose what I think is the best ones at that moment to help me on that with the best conditions. Sometimes we are not, our door never were closed. We have a large group of players that work with us, that are in, that are out, and as you said, I think you said, we scored during these 3 years and some 80-something goals. Jabbar have the chance to make 5, I think. And some of the moments we think that some of the other options that we have, and we already work with a lot of strikers. Ismael, fantastic player from Bahrain, is a legend too for Bahrain. Many goals, many years playing, keep playing a high level. And he was one of the options being not so much now. Hashash work with us, Abu Jabbar, Hashumi, Ramey, almost all the strikers, Arul Yusuf, most of the time outside. We keep in the players that are outside, we have some tools that help us to see the games. We see the games of them, what they are doing, their performance. We keep accompanying them, and sometimes even here near us, we already go to see the games of them in Kuwait, in Emirates, and even other players that are playing there if it's possible to enter in our group. And our group is open, it's not closed, and anyone can enter and anyone can go out.
السؤال اللي بعده كان بخصوص معدل أعمار اللاعبين. واضح أنه ارتفع في السنة الحالية أو في السنة حتى الأخيرة. المنتخب بحاجة إلى ضخ أسماء جديدة في الفترة المقبلة، خصوصا أن احنا عندنا خطط بعيدة المدى.
I think my past talk for me about that. I worked 10 years with youth. No more we'll enjoy to have new players, young players that we can help the clubs to develop them. But most of them are not having the experience of game. Even some that one or another that we call up is not a consistent starter in the team. Talking about the younger ones. Mostly, as we talked a little bit before, they are not there. There are very few that are there. And if we keep seeing games and we see players that we are accompanying them, they never came to us, but we make analysis to them, we keep evaluate them, and they never come, and they are having a great performance now. Very few players that start, and some of them start there. Saidia start to play in his club with 20, 19, and national team with that age, but he played in the club since that age. Started there many times, since young age. And some of them start there. But now most of our players, they are starting with already 23, 24 age. And we are there, we are seeing all the games. And what about winning all that the players that were with us give the chance for us to win in Portugal and here. The medals that I have more proud to have is Rafael Leão playing in Milan, is Diogo Dalot playing in Manchester United, is Diogo Costa playing in the first starter, goalkeeper with 23, 22 years old, start playing in a team that is playing in the Champions Clubs League. That fulfill me for inside. If you have no one more than us, if you have, and we see and detect that quality and the players of use that we can bring and give their competence for put us stronger, I will be the first one to do it. And to be there in our best and maximum conditions will be with the guys that, in the end of the day, can deliver me the best performance. And in that moment, it's not about age. If he's at 34, 37, or if he have 20, 19, 18. If the player of 18 will be better for the other one, for the position they are challenging each other, I will go with the 18. But if you will be the player of 37 years old, for that competition that I need to win, I will go with the player of 37. And we can't waste a player like Said Jaffa. They keep having a fantastic competence, and one or another time he already don't went with us, but most of the time he's going, and is one of the legends too that is playing now, and the young ones can receive and learn a lot with them. When we do is what we does too, and in the clubs too.
لننتقل الآن إلى السؤال اللي بعده. فكرة المداورة بين الفريق، اللعب في فريقين في كل تجمع، هل تعتقد بأنها لا زالت فعالة؟
It was difficult for our players to play each 3 days. Very difficult. And the GCC, the second to the third game was 1 day rest. If we have 11 players playing here, 3 days after they are playing another game, and 2 days after they are playing another game, we don't have. We don't have players at that moment with the capacity to do this kind of competition in this way, with 11 starter or changing 2-3 players. Will not be enough to be competent. We were more competent and stronger, have almost 2 teams playing in that kind of tournament. We're more prepared to do it. And even it is a risk. It is, because the players that we're going to play the second game, they are without playing for some time. But it's a calculated risk, because keeping in the competition and playing after the third game, we are more prepared to win this game. But will not be like that all the time. Sometimes it's that because of this, another times the qualifiers. We play on Thursday after we play on Tuesday. The players have time to recover their all capacity, and maybe they're change, no 1, 2, 3, 4, but for sure they're almost for sure, you never can say sure forever. I do not change 11. After the main idea about this, our players are in one group of players that we have. They are, the level between them, it's too much equal for the positions. One are better in some things and stay here for that things. From another qualities, the other one are better. And you join, in the end of the day, the difference is this. And if I can have that pass for after the friendly games, if I can have players with the level between them is not a huge difference or big difference, if I can give to good players the experience to have games of high level, I prefer that and have that risk than just give the 2 games to the same player, or give 120, 130, 40 minutes to one player and give 10, 20 minutes to the other one. This player will not grow up almost nothing in our way of seeing the things. And it is a risk, yes, it is a risk. We know some of the risks, but what we think we can win in the end of the day, it's much more options, much more qualified players, much more stronger team. And the team is not 11, 12, 13. The team is not even the 23. The team are that 23 from that training camp, and all the players that were there already and are not there now, they know they can come back. They can take a while, can take less, but the door is open for them, and they know this is true, because what I say to one player, even is good or bad, is not bad, but not so positive about many things, not just about the game, about many things, even from life. I say in the front of all. I say in the front of all because I want all of them to know the way that we live with each other. I never do, and never will do, I call you apart and I say, I came, Abdalghafar, you play, don't play now, you play the next one. I don't say that to anyone, any player. Individual, not even in front of them, not even individual.
ننتقل الآن إلى السؤال اللي بعده، البطولة التي تحلم بالفوز بها قبل الاعتزال.
In the end of the qualifier from Malaysia, and was very hard, very difficult, and met too much adversities, and we conquered for the first time the 3 games with victories in the qualifier for Bahrain. I went to the players and I just say, thanks so much. Thanks so much. You give me the opportunity to be in a tournament that I never had the possibility to be. I have to be thankful for them and try to prepare the best way to arrive to the AFC, and we fight for the winning every game and not dreaming about, but show the capacity there at that moment that we can be in a final. Why not? But we must build up from here, and as we can try to face the best ones, knowing that sometimes someone will push us back 1, 2, 3 steps, but now after we can for sure give 4, 5, 6 steps in front to be there and show our face again to the next challenge.
السؤال الأخير طبعا من متابعين اللقاء يقول بالحرف الواحد: هل سنرى منتخبنا متأهل لكأس العالم أم سنموت قبله؟ لك طول العمر إن شاء الله.
As I don't see the things as a dream, I think as our capacity to develop and have a good evaluation and to build up upon, I think we'll have, as the pathway that we are walking by, we have all the capacity as the next World qualifiers will be more open, more teams will go. The way that were defined for the qualifiers, I think give more opportunities for the teams that are in the cups below when is the draw to have more opportunities to pass to the next stages. And for what we show in the previous tournaments, official tournaments, I think we have the capacity to go to try to qualify direct before the last moments of playoff, as the competition is was now designed for the next qualifier, and I hope some like that fan or other fans that are asking and thinking about that, I think we have the possibility. We have the possibility. We will accept that challenge for sure, and we need our players to keep facing the challenge and put themselves each time better and go there. We need to, and we need for all of this the support of the fans, the support of that persons that put the questions. We need them there. We need them there. We need. Sometimes it's a pity for me when I catch after GCC and the WAF and that tournaments, I catch some kids with 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, and I ask them which club they are, and 1 in 10 say me a club from Bahrain. This is very sad. For me, as I'm Bahraini now, this is very sad for me. Most of them say Real Madrid, Liverpool, Manchester United, Bayern. They can have that, but it's the second one. Can't be the first. Me as a Bahraini, my club can't be the first one that I have a club from outside. Must be any of the clubs here. One of the things that I'm liking too much, and I go with many pleasure to see the games of second league. They are having a fantastic environment. The games that I'm seeing, the fans are there. The fans are enjoying. The fans are helping the game to be better. The fans help the game to be better. This is a shore from life. Pushing for their team, putting problems to the other team, They help the game to be better. We need the fans in the stadium. The championship, and it's a pleasure for us going to the second division, and you can think, ah. But no, it's being fantastic. Intensive games, they are fighting, they are trying to win, and the fans help that the game are better for sure. We need them, championship, and with us too. It's the national team, it's the country. Any sports, any activity, the country is there, is playing, more official or less official. We must be there supporting the country. And who is there fighting for the country at that moment? We need the support of the persons aside us to put the things a little bit more easy to conquer.
جميل. طبعا كابتن هليو سوزا، استمتعنا بتواجدك معنا وبحديثك الشيق. نتمنى لك كل التوفيق وايضا لمنتخبنا الوطني في كافه الاستحقاقات القادمه. شكرا على تواجدك معنا.
شكرا. It was a pleasure for me to be
all
here.
Thank you.
Sorry for talking too much, but
No problem.
You don't catch me so soon.
Thank you so much. طبعا مشاهدينا، وصلنا وإياكم إلى ختام هذا اللقاء مع السيد هليو سوزا مدرب منتخبنا الوطني لكرة القدم. تمنياتنا للمدرب ولمنتخبنا أيضا بالتوفيق في جميع استحقاقاته المقبلة. تقبلوا تحياتي وتحيات طاقم العمل، وإلى اللقاء.